From great breweries and restaurants to majestic monuments and serene parks, Houston has a great variety of local attractions to see and satisfy the sightseeing cravings of any tourist that arrives there. Today, we're going to discuss the best that the Baghdad of the Bayou has to offer: the James Turrell Twilight Epiphany Sky Space. The James Turrell Twilight Epiphany Sky Space provides a unique light mosaic during the twilight times, right before sunrise and after sunset. It's located on the Rice University campus right here in Houston, and it offers 2 levels that can encompass anywhere from around 200 to 250 people. Besides being artsy, this massive structure serves as a music rehearsal space for the Shepherd School of Music students. Make sure to get here just a little bit before the twilight time, so that way you don't miss out on the spectacular color palette that the Sky Space LED lights are creating with the natural light combined. It's a truly magnificent sight to see. And when you're done enjoying the cool changing light performance, it's time for some nightlife action, and if you do happen to be a male somewhere between the ages of 21 and 35, you will definitely want to check out this pub gym in the heart of Houston, Buffalo Bayou Brewery. It is the famous Buffalo Bayou Brewery, which overlooks downtown Houston, offering spectacular city views while guests get to sip the mouth-watering craft beers and dig into the cracklins, which pair so beautifully together with the beer cheese and the barbecue smoked chicharrones. Oh, and as an added bonus, the first floor level offers dog-friendly seating, so next time you're here, you'll be able to bring your furry bundle of joy and enjoy the company of friends, good beer, and have some good laughs while hanging out with your 4-legged companion. If you do enjoy some live music and not afraid to show your skills on the dance floor, then it's going to be a blast with live bands doing their thing or an enthusiastic DJ spinning amongst the cheering crowds. Buffalo Bayou Park. And yet another great Houston relaxation spot is also located near the Buffalo Bayou, and that is the Buffalo Bayou Park. Only a short 8 to 10 minute drive from the brewery, conveniently situated next to downtown Houston, this municipal park offers many retreat spots in the midst of the buzzing city life. One can recharge their batteries in the park's numerous gardens, go for a hike, picnic, or even kayak in the bayou's calm waters. Just let your tired feet rest in the freshly mowed lawns, enjoying the moment of serenity. And if you're lucky enough, you can even catch a couple of popular local music bands performing on one of the many warm Texas nights. Oh, and if you do have a furry friend or two, then you can bring them to this dog-friendly park for a nice long walk so as to get their exercise needs out of the way. Or you can play fetch on one of the numerous grass carpet cut short for being able to chase and picnic convenience. This park was built with possible natural disasters in mind, but when Hurricane Harvey struck in August of 2017, it had proved that you can never be prepared for some forces which just might be a little too powerful for comprehension. The devastating results of Harvey did inflict a lot of damage on a once beautiful recreational spot, and it took thousands of professionals, including volunteer Houstonians, to be able to restore the park's premise and make it operable again. Among those who were working for days on end to help clean up the damage were local police officers. Police Officers Memorial. There's a police officers memorial dedicated to all those who had served their country and have fallen. It was erected in 1991 and has a very interesting architecture. It is constructed in the shape of a cross with a pyramid that you can climb right in the middle of. There are names of the fallen officers all around the pyramid's perimeter and a pool right in the center. A smaller mini version of the monument was created for those visitors who might not be able to climb as high up the steps. It's located right in the visitors' parking lot, and speaking of going up, if you want a little taste of Celestial Empire cuisine, then you need to visit Asian Town in the south end of Houston. Asian Town. Here you can find many diverse cuisines from all over Asia, and we're not just talking about China. You can visit Vietnam, India, Pakistan, Korea, Malaysia, and many more. From fried dumplings to noodles and rice, as well as various soups and sushis, every traveler will find what they're looking for without ever leaving hungry. You can try Vietnamese places like Kim Son with a longtime owner who has immigrated to the United States and brought the taste of home with her. While you're here, try the delicious soups, spring rolls, or many wok options to choose from to satisfy your taste buds. With over 250 recipes memorized by the owner herself, the food variety as well as its quality is top-notch. The restaurant has an army of devoted clients and even has won a great reputation in the Houston community. Local Chinese restaurants can offer the best Peking duck that you will find in the whole country. Sinsen is one of the many Chinese eateries which stand out when it comes to preparing duck. Their recipe is to die for. And also, when one thinks of Chinese food, it's kind of hard not to mention the fried rice spiced pork, noodle soups, and lo mein dishes. Craving a couple dumplings? Well, then look no further than the Golden Dumpling House, which offers a huge variety of dumplings with various fillings and spice levels. If you love meat, then you definitely would try the pork dumplings. However, if you are a vegetarian, you can try the veggie dumplings with shiitake mushrooms, carrots, celery, chives, and white pepper. With a little bit of added ginger, dumplings will give a little bit of a tasty spice if you want that extra kick added to your meal. Speaking of spicy foods, Indian cuisine is probably the one that would come to mind with its vindaloos, curry chicken, kudapani, and pho. Try all of them in the authentic Indian restaurant of Maharaja Bhog. If a hungry globetrotter does want to go to the traditional American route and try the southern cuisine, then it's best that you go on over to Brennans of Houston. Brennans Restaurant. The original Brennans Restaurant was opened in New Orleans, Louisiana in 1920. Houston's branch is somewhat of a spin-off with the same building structure and cuisine. It was opened in 1967 and includes specialties from turtle soup to a variety of seafood dishes like crawfish, grilled stuffed fish, Texas shrimp and grits, and crab cakes, of course. For many of the meat lovers, they serve filet mignon as well as onion-crusted chicken cob. Here, you're going to be treated with the utmost southern hospitality and leave feeling like you had a very satisfying dining experience. After a good meal, there's no better time to take a nice stroll in a beautiful open-air museum in the park where you can enjoy some fine artwork. The Cullen Sculpture Garden. Get lost in the nature and sculpture do oasis. Located right on the premise of the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston is the Cullen Sculpture Park, which was designed by the American-renowned architect and artist Isamu Noguchi. Its construction had ceased in April of 1986. In Noguchi's own words, he wanted to build a, quote, sculpture within a sculpture, and that's exactly what he did with the park, full of magnificent works of art. It really becomes the outdoor museum that anybody can enjoy for free while strolling through its perfectly upkept lawns, stately trees, and refreshing fountains. Here, you're going to feel like you're given a lesson or two in the history of art, from modernism and postmodernism coexisting with surrealism, cubism, and abstract art. The likes of Pablo Picasso, Henri Matisse, Auguste Rodin, Calder, and Ridgway are all displayed for the spectacular visual ecstasy. Every single piece of artwork is a unique artist's vision of a world around them, of different shapes and forms that coexist together, as well as a vision of a new reality. A few of the more prominent sculptures include the likes of Cloud Column by Anish Kapoor, which looks like a giant mirror beam, a headless walking man by Rodin, Flora Nude by Rusto Manol, which looks like the Venus goddess who just stepped out of the water, or another good comparison would be to our foremother Eve. There's also an Adam sculpture on the premises by Antoine Bourdelle to complete the biblical Eden Garden. Truly, the sculpture garden exudes such tranquility and peace that you might actually feel like you're in heaven on earth. Hence, if you want to return to our planet and give your tired legs a rest after you've done a lot of walking around for the day, then you can explore Houston's Six Flags Hurricane Harbor Water Park. Six Flags Hurricane Harbor. Get to frolic in the refreshing pool waters of what was formerly known as Wet n Wild Splashtown. What could be a better leisure option than to go to a water park on a scorching hot day? You can enjoy taking wild rides, going through water tubes, scream your lungs out on a whirl slide, and swing on a rope before jumping into the water head first. The park has water activities for every age group and any size as well. Groups, families, as well as couples and singles are all welcome here. The Wet n Wild Splashtown had officially changed its name to Six Flags Hurricane Harbor in May of 2018, as Six Flags had acquired the rights from the previous owners and started the renovation process. Hurricane Harbor's repairs were finally completed in 2019, and it had opened to visitors and local guests. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 issue going on, Six Flags did have to close for the season of 2020, starting in March, but was successfully reopened in the 2021 season. If you like everything space-related too, then stay tuned for the next must-see attraction. After all, Houston is the place to go for everything related to the cosmos subject, the Space Center. Texas is known for a very comprehensive space program, and the Space Center offers a wide variety of scientific exhibits of everything space-related. Get ready to see some cool rockets, shuttles, moon rocks, a dreamy galaxy light exhibit, and other important scientific artifacts which are displayed for the public to get a closer look at. You can feel for yourself what it's like to be an astronaut. Visit the NASA Johnson Space Center, and you can observe an astronaut's everyday life through an interactive format, as well as finding out what's behind the scenes that regular people are unable to see. You can even talk to one of the space explorers during the Breakfast with an Astronaut unique experience and enjoy a delicious meal while one of the astronaut guest speakers tell you their story and their take on a job that they're doing. And to get an authentic hands-on experience of an astronaut on board of a space shuttle, then you can visit one of the main Space Center's attractions, the Independence Shuttle Replica. Here, you'll get a chance to go in and see the entire cavity of an aircraft, get a glimpse of a fascinating space program's history, as well as imagine how challenging that it was sometimes for many scientists to perform their daily routines. They have to make precise calculations, conduct lab tests, and even overcome some obstacles so as to bring the space program closer to great discoveries that humankind can benefit from in the long run.